Boom, ba, shigga, da, boop, 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 boop. Ragaga, gung, gung, gee, boom, ba, boom, kaka, riti, riti, rit, bum, ba. Hey, 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 be, ba, ba, she, ba, ba, be, ha, me, her, ha, woo. Hey, folks, no, we don't have a signature song or a marquee introduction yet of sorts, but maybe that's it. Maybe that's how it'll stay. Don't want to infringe upon any trademark, yada yadas and blah blah blahs. Here we are, folks. Welcome back to the Sports Screen Podcast Network, aka SSPN. That's SSPN. Help me. I need somebody. No trademark infringements. If you heard that song to my left, that is one of my magnificent, magical, one-of-a-kind cats. Her name is Tenshi, and that translates to angel in Japanese. She'll be with us today. Looks like she's in her kitty stroller, and she is just ready to hunker down for a long Sports Scream Podcast Network nap. We do have another sister roaming around the premises. Her name is Hime, which translates in Japanese to princess. So we have a princess and an angel for the Sports Scream Podcast Network, where we talk about, look, let's rewind here for a second. Slow down. Okay. There are so many networks out there talking about so many things as it pertains to sports. It's an inundated market. It is a saturated industry. There's enough being done. Why would I even consider wasting my time adding to the fire of this inferno of sports broadcast options available for you to plug into? Why? Because we're going to do it in a way that no other offering is presently flirting with, because they can't. And we can. I'm one person amidst the hosts of other characters in our studio. Of course, folks, we have Mingus, Dusty, Kermie, Gudetama, Monkey yet to be named. Could be a viewer participation type thing. That would be fun. Pigs Can Fly, and Little James Franco. Behind me is the tea house. As you can see, it has an assortment of different teas. Today I'm sipping on some la-di-da-di. Yes, folks, it's yerba mate. I like to get up so I can get down for these shows. And the yerba mate is a splendid way to negate the traditional caffeine, but provide you with a botanical upper of sorts without the jitters or the harsh come down. If you've never had yerba mate, look into it. It is a fantastic coffee substitute. Yeah, behind me, a lot of organic, traditional medicinal teas. Shout out to traditional medicinals. Hashtag look them up. Whatever. Do what you got to do. Do your research. Do your research. I can do my research, and I have, and I'll provide the audience with lots of information, but that's as it pertains to me. Look, I'm a gout sufferer of 20 plus years. Really, really, really bad gout. Gout deposit right here for those of you that are not watching and listening. I'm pointing to my elbow. It's like a baseball size knot at the end, also known as a tophy deposit. Treachery. Major inflammatory disease. So over the 20 years to battle these, because I don't believe in conventional Western medicinal practices, drugs, and all that poisonous stuff that'll just destroy and ultimately kill other parts of your body and give you far worse pains and thrust you into much more gosh, I'm at a loss for words because it breaks my heart. So many people that I know that have just felt that that's the only way. This one hits home, folks. The other ways might take you away from the pain temporarily, man, but your organs are screaming at you, man. When you have an ailment that you battle like gout, your kidneys are where you're getting hit the hardest. And to put that extra strain on your kidneys by taking those pharmaceuticals out there that is, oh, and doctor's like, you'll be on this for the rest of your life. And you're like, okay, doc, whatever you say. It's just, it's not the way, folks. There are other ways. The only reason why I recently had a flare up of mass proportions was because I thought I was above the law. I thought I eat nothing but clean, organic, healthy foods, 99.9% vegan. Like, I'm clean. I don't smoke. I don't drink poisonous alcohol. I'm good. And like, I've been good. And then I made some poor decisions because I was like, the temple is clear. This house is clean. I can bend the law a little bit. I can unlearn everything I've learned over the last 20 years and just enjoy. First of all, it wasn't enjoyable. Second of all, it put me like in bed for 4.5 months. So are we talking about sports? Yeah, we're talking about sports. Let me get there, folks. This all has to do with sports because I'm talking about inflammation, right? And so, yeah, I'll go on a gout tear another day. But for those of you that do suffer from gout or any other inflammatory diseases, stop drinking alcohol. Don't do it. Don't do it. For those of you that don't suffer from any of those diseases, don't drink alcohol. It's poison. That's it. Period. Bottom line, that's it. It's poison. It's poison. These athletes, these poor bastards, it's their only outlet because they can't do the other stuff. They can't enjoy plant medicines in a microdosing way and an end of the week or end of the season, sit back and in moderation kind of way. They can't do it because there are legal sentences here, there, and everywhere, blah, blah, blah. But here's Seth Rogen on the Tonight Show or the Kimmel or one of those things, and they're like, so Seth has a new pot brand that he can sell the fuck out of in Canada. And tonight he's going to talk about it. It's called Houseplant or something like that. Shout out Seth Rogen. Seth, love you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep promoting the medicine. Keep making funny movies. Keep letting the world know that you can have that lifestyle. Maybe you do it a little too much, but that's not my business. That's yours. Enjoy the everyday, all day, wake and bake, and in the middle of the night, wake up and smoke. And Seth, do your thing, man. You're not hurting anybody. Look, Chong has done it his entire life. You guys are living proof that these particular substances, although we can lean on them in crutches in emotional, psychological, and spiritual ways a little too heavily, and Seth, winky, winky, maybe we're doing it a little, little too frequently. But I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to say, you're showing the world, man. You're showing us that it's not killing you. Chong has showed us that it's not gonna kill you, man. No one's dying from smoking marijuana or eating cannabis brownies. They're not doing it, but they are dying from alcohol. And these broadcasts, these shows that we watch, and we do our reactionary videos and talk alongs and ride alongs or whatever we're doing along, sing songs, binga bongs. They're promoting the fuck out of poison. So, unpopular opinion, if you're drinking, don't. I've lost 95% of you out there. You've already clicked on to another YouTube video or abandoned this podcast. I get it. But for the 10 to 5% of you out there that are hung on, that you're like, maybe he's right. Maybe I've drank enough to last a lifetime. I should move on to some. Look, if you're not ready to lead a totally clean life with no substances whatsoever, maybe shift gears into a little plant medicine. Sprinkle, twist a little tinkle, and light a flame or whatever. Do it responsibly. Do it with education. Do it with intention. Treat the plants with the utmost sacred of connection and communication. And listen, your body will tell you, I need this. I've had enough of this. And how do we lace this all together with what this show is about? Well, and I'm doing this because it's only the third podcast and there's nobody listening yet. And so for those of you that go back eventually or catching this a year after it's been out, this is how it started, man. It started from a place of pain. It started from a place of inflammation, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And I just had enough. Not enough people are talking about what's killing us, what's hurting us. And it's our foods, it's our recreational drugs, it's the things that we celebrate, the things that the networks pay zillions of dollars to promote. Hello. Huh. What are we no longer allowed to advertise on TV to our children and to each other and just to the world in general? Fucking cigarettes. And now on all my social media feeds, I see, you know, it's disgusting. Cigarettes are like the most disgusting thing out there. I see it all the time. People just ran because they're running into someone out in the street smoking, or someone smoking in a place they probably shouldn't be smoking a cigarette, and they get hit in the face with that blast of second smoke nicotine filtered ultra pro, which is unfortunate that particular plant medicine has been stepped upon and exploited and twisted in pernicious ways that now make it disgusting. But tobacco is a very sacred plant, and if used properly and with the right intentions, and if you treat it in that sacred, there's the word, saying it right now, light, can be a beautiful thing in moderation and like in the most, listen, the plants will tell you how and where and when and why. That's how ayahuasca came into the picture. We're like, this jungle is freaking filled with a zillion plants. How did you guys know? You hear this story all the time. If you don't pay attention, listen, because I keep hearing it, and it's an important story. How they asked the tribes, how did you know to take this and combine it with this plant and make this elixir? How? Covered by all this. Know that you're not going to die, or know that these were the two things. And how? They always say the same thing. You listen to the plants. The plants told us. How else would you know? You've got to create that intimate bond with Mother Earth and everything around you. And you can only do that when you filter all the shit out and allow all the good stuff to come in and permeate this human being, this vessel, in a way that it was intended to. These networks aren't promoting that. They're promoting just the opposite. They're promoting ways to make us more ingrained in slavery, more ingrained in the consumptionary wheel of drone, moan, cellular phone bullshit. Let me follow the crowd. What should I do next? Beep, 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 beep. You know, they say AI is going to like take over the world and AI is going to do, yeah. And the AI is you and I. We don't need robots to fuck it all up. We're fucking it all up. We step on Mother Earth. We shit on Mother Earth. We treat Mother Earth in ways that have totally wreaked havoc across the globe in just atrocious, inconceivable ways. Why? Probably because we have traumas based around our mothers that we refuse to deal with. Does that maybe make sense? I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe. And I love my mother. You stop it. My mother's an angel. Okay, great. Maybe there's some things around this particular angel that, you know, we're not entirely, maybe you're one of the, and good. You've healed the wound then. If you have the perfect angel mother, props. Bless. My heart to your heart. Awesome. Maybe you're traveling the globe then, helping to heal it, versus the majority of us over here that are like not ready to deal with our childhood traumas. So what do? We lash out and we take it out on the other mother, Mother Earth. Food for thought, folks. Is it crazy? It might sound like that today, 10 to 15 years from now, when psilocybin and ayahuasca and, I don't know, cannabis is finally globally legal. Everyone will be like, oh shit, that kind of makes sense now. I'm connecting with myself in ways I've never thought of before. How does this pertain to sports? How is this a sports podcast? Folks, we're getting there. We're getting there. Inflammation. I'm not going to talk about Embiid dropped 40 points and 27 rebounds, and the series is tied at 2-2. I might sprinkle that knowledge in there. This is a once a week podcast. Sports is the backdrop. I probably need some more memorabilia and stuff back here to make it more sportsy. Right now, it's very whimsical, and I think it's fantastic. But maybe there will be no. Maybe I'll be the only thing that's repping anything sports. Look, I am a champion, my friends. No trademark infringements here, folks. I'll keep on fighting till the end. Okay. Brought to you by Chewy. Need a quality pet provider of sorts that'll deliver stuff right to your door? Chewy.com. This is not a paid sponsorship. This is me just loving Chewy. They do really great fucking things, folks. At least as far as I know. Please don't besmirch my heartfelt love for you, Chewy. Remain a great company, do great things. They sent us acrylic paintings of our cats that look just like our cats. It was random. They're like, hey, send us a picture of your cats. And we're like, okay. And they're like, hey, here's some acrylic paintings that one of our in-house artists did. What? Chewy, great company, sent me some swag. I'm going to rep the C brand. Why not? Hey, I got the double C's going. CC. You know where I'm headed next, don't you? Because that music is up in me. 4, shake your breath or come of yours. My command now in the dance floor. Gonna make you what till you who? I don't know because the words are precise. More, and I am the slice. I'm vanilla. Nice. I don't know. They played at my grad night, CNC Music Factory. It was that was wow, yeah. What a cast of characters at that grad night. 1991 to be precise. Do they still do grad nights at Disney World? Oh, it was an interesting concept. Anywho, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. We might, like I said, might sprinkle it in. It's a weekly show. There's the daily warriors that are grinding it out for you. So you can plug in, get your info. If you want some interesting, in-depth water cooler ammunition, some stuff to, if you're unfortunately at the bar consuming the poisons, maybe you opt to just go tonic and lime or do an NA beer. Just if you need to fit in, if you need to mingle with the cronies or the colleagues, get the NA, get the tonic and lime, get a fucking glass of water, San Pel, get a mocktail, whatever. If someone's like, what are you drinking? It's cranberry and seltzer. You're a pussy, you're a wimp, you're this and that. And we're like, oh, your vocabulary is stellar. Maybe you can add to your lexicon by filtering something a little more creative. Drop that shit on them. They'll be like, who's a Starship lexicon? What? Huh? I got to Google that. Yeah, go Google it, dumbass. Look, this show is to help us enjoy sports again. This show is to help us find ways to make sports more healthy than it's ever been. Maybe returning it in certain ways to the roots, the simplicity and basic nature of the game and the way it was before, mass corruption and poisons and stuff. There was always cheating going on. There was always substances here and there. It's just not as profoundly known as they are now because of the media and the social platforms and all that stuff, and how much we're plugged in with the internets and whatnot and have yous. However, there is a way to transcend above it all, make sports better than they've ever been. And I think some teams, some organizations are starting to head in that direction. Let me make a note here too, to talk about that real quick. Okay. Circling that up. Just freaked my cat out over there. She doesn't like sudden crashing noises. So once a week, get your fill. We're gonna, you'll know where the series is at with the Brooklyn and the Bucks. It's all tied up 2-2. Kyrie has sustained the only injury I ever sustained in sports that I can really remember that put me out of commission. and that was hooping on the playground, came down, my high top sneaker stepped on his high top sneaker, and my ankle did that. Wasn't major, just like Kyrie. It didn't look like a big deal, but it's a big deal when your foot doesn't find flat ground and it finds someone's shoe and does that. You're foobarred, and he's done for. Look, it put me out for 2 weeks, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. Um, but then I was good as new. But I stayed off of it for 2 weeks. Will he stay off of it for 2 weeks? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he can. I mean, I think he has to in order for it to heal properly. You know, his X-rays came back negative. I guess that means he just didn't break it. But you get sometimes, sometimes a sprain they say is worse than a break. I know I said because I guess it depends on the severity of the sprain or the positioning on the ankle of the sprain or what have you. But yeah, and Harden's out. So oh my gosh, we're getting into sports. Here's kind of interesting. This is a supreme opportunity for Durant to step up and have his Michael Jordan moment. His LeBron James legacy stamp on the game. And I mean, almost if I'm KD, I almost don't want Harden or Kyrie to come back for the rest of the series. Let them come back at the end of the Bucks Brooklyn series. But this is an ultimate chance for KD to take this organization on his back and go, let's ride, and just elevate to a level of his airness. I mean, like, just you do it. It's the flu game. It's the odds are against your game. It's there's no way LeBron's going to beat this. Holy shit, they came back and beat the Warrior. What? This is KD's moment. Stay on the bench, Harden. Get better for the next series. Kyrie, heal up. 2 weeks. Boom. You'll be ready. Stay in the boot. Stay on the crutches. Don't try to show up all GQ and baller on the sideline. Stay on the fucking crutches. Don't shoot yourself up with stuff, Embiid. How is he playing? A torn meniscus? How is that man playing? You want to know how? Magic. Joel Embiid is playing because of magic, and not the team, but because some divine magic stepped in and healed his fucking knee. How is he playing? He's playing because he's got something going on that's been put into his body that says you can play. He's not limping. He's playing basketball, and he's playing well. So unless they lied about this tear, I fear. I'm no doctor. This is just what I feel and fear for Joel. Either he or the team physician or both of them combined with the powers that be decided we need him out there. Otherwise, we're not going to win, and he's out there. He should not be out there. This should have been Ben Simmons' opportunity to take the team, the organization on his back and go, I got this. Let's roll. Nope. He's out there. Gosh, cross your fingers for Joel, folks. I hope there's not a tear. And I hope that he is a recipient of magic versus injection and temporary. You're okay. Oh, no, you're not. Disaster. 27 car pileup in your knee. Holy shit. This is gonna be a tough one, folks. We're gonna be here for a while amidst this carnage. Oh my gosh. Like, holy hell. So, no. Series, basketball, fun. Water cooler talk. Suns, sweep the Nugs. CP3, feeling it. Devin Booker. didn't even know about him until this year. I mean, I knew of him, but like watched him play against the Lakers. I was like, this guy is flames. CP3 just can't. I mean, he just can't be denied right now. It's like, oh, I hurt his shoulder, the injury. He's doing nope. Magic. Shoulder doesn't hurt anymore. These and so why are we talking about this? Because you got these are these guys one shots, or they feel it's the one shots. They're one opportunity to blow. Once in a lifetime. They got to move themselves in the moment. They got to own it. And so I know I tickle myself from time to time. It's fun. I do love a good verse here and there, even if it's not mine. No trademark infringements here, by the way. We're good. Everyone's fine. Relax. Here's the tea house behind me. It's actually like a mantle, like it's an electric furnace. You can't see that part behind me. We never use it because it's Florida. However, there is a little shelf here, as you can see, a little area, and it's recessed. It's where one of my cats goes when it rains, especially when it thunders. It's Tenchi. We find her in the tea house. So it's one of those pieces of furniture that we can never, despite it being a monstrosity, it's like it's as heavy as the house or a really big SUV. And we can never get rid of it because it's like a safety outlet for her. And it's the only place she goes when it rains. And again, like I said, especially thunders. So the tea house it's got to serve some type of function other than sheltering Tenchi, which, I mean, it's important, but it's a huge piece of furniture. So, we adorn it with books and stuff, and it's a podcast backdrop here. So welcome to the tea house. It's also a way for me to remind my viewers to drink some healthy tea. Make some healthy decisions. So inflammation. This whole episode is built around inflammation. I was sitting there watching morning sports shows, and I just wasn't very inspired. The first 2 weeks, I was like, have I run out of material already? Like, there's always going to be material because it's sports. I didn't have any notes, and I had one name written down on a piece of paper, only because for some reason I hadn't talked about this particular player, and we'll get there. In the first 2 episodes, how have I not talked about this? I love this person. How with the controversy surrounding them too? Like, why have we not brought this up? I don't know. I guess we had to get into other things. So as I sat there, I'm like, do I not have a podcast anymore? Did I lose my thunder? Is it gone? And now it's just like the sports world just seemed kind of boring. There's the UEFA, the Euro Cup going on right now for football, aka soccer. That's exciting. That's good stuff for all you football / soccer fans out there. I love a good game on the pitch. Haven't watched one in years. Just been catching highlights. Again, I don't watch as much sports as I used to. I'm creating things versus being entertained by things. But, it's not a condemnation on the sport or watching sports. It's just where I've been. And that happens in waves. A lot of times I'll definitely have the TV watch me for sure during times of darkness or depression or just lack of motivation. And sometimes I do find inspiration from the box. And one of the reasons for this podcast to help bring back some of those amazing things that I remember from childhood, from being able to pull from some positive programming or some really enlightened cats, Jim Henson, and networks that were doing some really fucking cool shit for kids and adults. So who knows, maybe I'll be a part of a project one day, something cutting edge, that isn't like everything else out there, and that would be super dope. Super dope. Bum, bum, bum. Sounds like a superhero character for a comic book. Someone's already done it. Someone's super dope. He's a he's a super dummy, folks, but he gets shit done. Advocate for plant medicine. He's super dope. All right, someone take it, ride with it. If it's not out there, Google it, make the comic, cut me in a little percentage. We'll be doing that on the show a lot too. If I have some ideas I don't have the time for, I'll throw it out there. I do that on my comedy channel too. I'm like, all right, someone run with this idea. Um, you know, fruity cereal flavored toilet paper. Go. You know, that was just off the top of my head. Don't run with that one. Run away from that one. But yeah, if it strikes you as that's genius, it's not being done. Do all the homework, create the product, and then make me a silent partner. Give me a little little sliver of it, just for lighting the flame under you and creating a multi-million / and or billion-dollar company. I can't do all the ideas, but they'll come to me and I'll share them, and then you guys can race to the finish line of who's going to create it first. It'll be fun. That's why it's sports and beyond, or beyond sports. Which one sounds better? If any of you are wondering why I had a little gash here, it's not a gash. It's a self-inflicted wound. A little thin here too. When I get stressed, I have that dis-ease called trichotillomanosis. It's a really long word. It's about this long. I don't know why they had to call it that, but basically it's like you get stressed, you pull your hair out. Oh, maybe because you get stressed, you pull your hair out. Oh, they had to name it something like that long. So it's a really long word. It starts with a T. And yeah, when life is really heavy, or things are pressing in, and maybe I'm not equipping myself properly with all the tools that I should be, and utilizing the resources that I do have available to me, that we all do, and I'll sit there, and usually it's in front of the TV. Stop sitting in front of the TV, John with a J. Get out and walk a lap around the neighborhood. Do some push-ups, read. Lots of meditation, yoga, stretch. Phone a friend. But I'll find myself just like doing this thing, I'll do it on my beard. That's probably a little stress mark right here, perhaps. Right now, I got a little hole back there in my head. I can cover that one up pretty well with a hat, or just brush the hair right away. So yeah, when life gets thick, that's one of the things that I deal with. All of us have something or some things. I'm not ashamed to share them, and connect with the audience in ways, and maybe that they feel like they're alone in their pain or whatever. Brush this and a little groom here. I'm shaving the hell out of this. It's starting to get hot here and really, really humid in Central Florida. So this will be gone probably next podcast. For those of you not watching and listening, I'm referring to the beard. The gray Gandalf has arrived, or Gandalf the Gray, if you will. It's time to shave about 20 years off of my life and look so fresh and so clean. Woo, excuse me. Yes, we burp on this show. Isn't that funny? Like on the other sports robot channels, none of them burp or fart during the show. I can't wait for our first online fart. There will be no editing of that. They're like, people burp, people fart. I think farting is fucking hilarious. In fact, on my comedy channel, John Pepe Comedy, by the way, you can go head on over to YouTube at any time during, after, or tomorrow this broadcast, and or otherwise. Also Patreon, only $1 a month to be part of our Patreon community. It's in its infancy. There's 13 members right now. We're starting off small. Our goal is to hit at least 10,000 members. There's lots of people in the world. I think we can get 10,000. And when we do, the very first thing, and there'll be many of projects, because with that type of community and with that type of support, there's lots of fun that we could have with those resources. I'll be throwing a free, that's right, free 100% free concert for those 10,000 people. I mean, at $1 a month, I think for $10,000, we can throw one hell of a party. If not, I'll save up for a few months and we'll throw the best party ever for free. Probably somewhere here in Orlando because there's an international airport here and people can come here from around the world quite easily. And pick a venue where 10,000 people can comfortably fit, and it'll be a celebration. It'll probably be the first time that I get on stage since hosting open mics and doing poetry stuff years and years ago. It'll be nerve-wracking, it'll be terrifying, but it'll be exciting. And wow, what an event to have 10,000 people that have supported you for $1 a month show up in one stadium and get to meet each other, get to network, get to, hopefully hear me say a few funny things. Fingers crossed. Maybe I'll just tell stories. Maybe I'll talk shit. Do whatever the fuck I want because it's my show. Cheers. On that note. Inflammation. Mushrooms. We gotta get it. I don't mean magic mushroom. I mean, those are fun. Microdosing those. You'll see that in the future. If you haven't heard it already, you just heard it here. It's going to be a thing, folks. It's the new medicine. As soon as the pharmaceutical company and the billionaires and all their money catches up and they're able to play in the game and shift out of their old ways and into the new, it'll be more mainstream. It breaks my heart to see Snoop Dogg doing Corona commercials. He doesn't want to do Corona commercials. He's doing it to get paid. Snoop wants to do plant medicine commercials. Seth Rogen is promoting his brand on the Kimmel show. If I don't remember who it was. I think it's Kimmel. I saw it on YouTube. Kimmel? Was it Kimmel? I feel it was Kimmel. Apologies if it's incorrect what show he was promoting on, but his houseplant brand. He's into ceramics now. He makes ashtrays and stuff. He makes them and then sells them in this box. They're not for cigarettes, folks. They're not for cigars. It's for smoking weed. And he can sell it to California. Ooh, the lucky winners, only California. All the rest of us, we can't have Seth Rogen's illegal products. But California, it's okay. If you're in these lines of this hand-drawn map with these borders and cross-sectional lines, you're okay to ingest this stuff. The rest of us are fucked until such time as somebody on their throne goes, it is now okay for you to, in the name of the holy blah, okay, you may smoke the weed. And California, thank you for showing us that it's okay. What the fuck, dude? It's so ridiculous. It makes no sense. Seth, again, props, shouts. Way to go. Way to break into the United States of ass America, where we do shit ass backwards until the pressure's so severe and the people are so loud that those on the thrones go, okay, here, take a little slice. Nope, taking it back. It makes me nauseous. So, yeah, Snoop wants to be promoting Corona Lights. He doesn't want to be, and I don't mean the light beer. I mean, Snoop wants to be promoting the medicine that he believes in. So, yeah, the commercials look good and they make you go, oh man, look, Snoop's chilling. Snoop's on the set high. Snoop ain't drunk. He's getting paid because there's no companies out there right now on the sports networks or otherwise that are like, hey, Snoop, we want you to promote our new line of blunts or our new line of bongs or whatever, because they can't. C-A-N-T, air quotes, can't, apostrophe. So these saints that have been, as much as they can, vocally promoting this plant medicine that will save so many souls in the world in so many wonderful of ways that we're so resistant to right now as a collective, unfortunately, he's got to sell the fucking beer. Snoop, I love you, man. Hold tight. It's coming. Can't wait to see your first cannabis commercial. But inflammation. segregation, alleviation. This backwards nation, get up to speed. Let's go. Speaking of let's go, Urban Meyer. It's the name I wrote down when I scared my cat. Urban Meyer. First time coaching in the pros. He's a winner. He's a winner. The guy keeps trying to retire. He can't retire because he's a winner. He's addicted to winning. Hopefully he's winning the health battle in really, really intelligent ways. I don't know him personally or how he manages his personal life or his health, but he's back. And the brightest stage, the most high pressure stage, I would assume more than even the collegiate level. But this is different now. This is the pros. So people are like, oh, he's not going to have that control over the players and do everything that he wants. Yeah, but he also probably has a nice little budget to play with now. And by probably, I mean, one of the broadcasts I was watching earlier talked about how the message has been very clearly sent from Urban and his team that whatever the players need, food-wise, training-wise, recovery-wise, whatever they need, they will bring it. They don't have to go out to go get it. They will bring it in-house. That's a beautiful fucking message, man. Wonder how many teams are doing that. I think that gives you an edge. Go out there on a ledge and say, the Jaguars are going to have a really eye-opening season. They are, folks. They have some tools in place. They have some weapons that are loaded. And when you get a coach that connects with the players, it's funny, I have one of these broadcasts loaded and I haven't even hit play yet. That's how boring they were earlier. And I have one on pause that's a repeat that will go nameless. I think henceforth they shall be known as one of those broadcasts, so as to not step on any toes. When you have a coach that connects with the players the way Urban clearly does, that's a special thing, man. That is a next level thing. Now, there are a few coaches out there that are all business, and you can see that they really don't, they're not one of what they call a player's coach. You know, Bill Belichick, wildly successful. This is a rare breed, man. That is a very, and people have tried to copy the Bill style. They don't do it as we've seen very successfully. Bill is usually the winner at the end of the game. Some of his disciples have come back and have been able to beat him in the regular season. I don't know what the playoff ratio is of Bill's wins versus defeats from previous coaches that have been under his tutelage. However, it'd be an interesting stat to look at. That being said, he's a rare breed. Rare breed. Look at the Jets. We had some guy thought he was the answer to football. He didn't connect with the players. You could see on the side, like there was no connection there. And if he thought he was connected to them, he wasn't connected to them. You could see a player's coach. Rex Ryan was a player's coach, and under Rex's wings, we won. We were, we did some good things, man. And sure, there's some downtimes, but there are downtimes with any organization. But that was a player's coach. That was the most fired up I ever was, man. It's when we had, I think, Rex Ryan. Most excited I ever was. Just because the gleam in his eye and the way that he connected with his players. And I own a football team. I'm not hiring anyone but that person, that one that convinces me or that I've seen historically just be that person that connects with his players in that next level, genuine way. And people know authenticity. They know when a coach is really it. That not just going through the motions or like pretending to be that player's coach, but really get in there and like and love the players and understand them and get the time to know them. That's a big deal. And I think that's what Urban's going to bring. That's why the first name on my list up here, the only thing I wrote on my, where am I headed? Where am I going? Come on, you know where I'm headed. Woo, can't stay away. That's why he brought in Tim Tebow. Tebow's a winner. All right, there we go. 95% of you just tuned out. I'm out of here. He's talking about Tebow. Fuck Tebow. Tebow, blah, blah. He's not fair. And he's going to talk about God. And Tebow, blah, blah, blah. It's just a publicity stunt. Tebow is a winner, folks. Tebow, unfortunately, fell to the programming of certain NFL coaches and idealists and analysts and the negative news media and shit that a lot of special talent ends up becoming a unfortunate byproduct of, a casualty of sorts, if you will. And that was ridiculously the case for Tim Tebow, sorry. He beat the Steelers in a playoff game, folks. He won. He was the quarterback. Did we forget that? And they're like, come on, the receiver was wide open. Shut up. Stop it. It's an NFL football game. He won. He was the quarterback, the general on the field that protected the ball and made the throw when the time was right to beat the Steelers. They still won. They beat the Steelers. The Broncos did in a playoff game. Let us not ever forget that. When he came to the Jets, I was so excited. I'm like, this is the answer. But what was happening is the world was trying to change Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow shares his message of faith with the world, but he doesn't try to change the world forcibly. He doesn't try to impose his will of his beliefs on the world in ways that are uncomfortable or unnatural. He just puts his message out there. And whether you want to follow him or not, I don't particularly subscribe to his cup of spiritual tea, but I still love the guy because I don't judge the guy for his beliefs. There's lots of beautiful beliefs out there and ways to live your life. He's not hurting anybody. He's actually just trying to help people and live in a very clean, sustainable, and loving way with his religion. Again, not one that I'm a disciple of, nor are a lot of sports fans out there, but a lot are. Do your thing, man. Love what you love. Believe in what you believe in. Do great things. This has nothing to do with him on the football field. He's a winner. He's a warrior. This guy has heart. Like not many players I've ever seen. And Urban knows this. Urban has won with him. And Urban said, he sent his people and said, go work him out. Tell me what you think. Because I'm gonna have a biased opinion here. I love the guy. He's like a son to me. You go tell me. They came back and said, your boy looks good. Like, he looks strong. He's healthy. He's ready to go. Like, you should give him a shot. They told him to give Tim a shot. Now, is there a certain weight involved with, I want you to go check out my son and tell me what you guys think. And they come back and, they're like, dude, it's his son. Are we going to tell him he sucks? It's like a bad decision. Come on, man. It's professional football here. There's no time for that garbage. They'd be like, Urban, your son, I mean, he looks strong and everything, like he's been working out, but there's a lot better talent out there. As a tight end coach, as the fitness, as a whatever coaches, whatever team he sent to go break down the Tim Tebow situation, they came back with a glaringly obvious report of he should get a shot. Now, weeks and weeks and weeks ago, when this news came to be that Tim was going to get his shot, I instantly reached out to my friends and said, he's going to make the team. And this isn't me going, oh, look at me, I'm going to be right because I am. This guy's going to make the team. It would be silly for him not to make the team. Now, will he be a starter? I don't know. I'm not there. Could he be? I think absolutely. Unless he has absolute butterfingers and cannot catch the ball, Tim's going to block. Tim's going to run. Tim can be special teams. Tim is going to hustle. He's going to hit people. He's going to do whatever he can and that his body will allow. And he'll do it at the highest level of competitive play. He'll be able to he'll be able to make this team. And he's with the perfect person and the perfect system and the perfect time. This is the perfect storm for Tim Tebow. Maybe he starts on the practice squad. Still on the team though, right? Injuries happen. He gets a shot. He's still on the team. And that's what he was doing with baseball. In the minors, he was trying to get that chance to get on a team. But baseball, when you're so far removed from baseball, people are like, he hasn't played a snap in like 10 years or however long it's been. Okay. And I'm not saying football's like riding a bike, especially coming back to a position you've never played before. But this guy is special. This guy's a Bill Belichick, but he's different. He's the rarity. He's a jewel, man. And Urban knows this. And the coaches got to see a little twinkling of this. And we'll see what happens. My prediction, he makes the team. My prediction, he makes a difference. And not many folks are saying that because like there's so many other talented college kids that don't get this shot. And for Tim to get a shot, it's unfair. It's not fair. Tim's proven himself to win on the biggest of stages, both college playoffs. Broncos beat the Steelers at the most high-pressured position on the field, quarterback. Now he's going to play tight end. Give the guy a shot. He's going to do special things. He's going to bring leadership. He's going to bring energy to the sideline. Dude, I would have him as a water boy if he was willing. I'd have him as a damn coach. And maybe that's the ultimate plan, is to work Tim back into the game that he loves and to be a coach. Because this is what I missed earlier. They wrecked him. The teams, the coaches. He has an abnormal throw. So what? He won with that abnormal throwing. Well, in the NFL, you got to be quicker. You got to throw quicker. Do you? There's a lot of abnormal throwing styles out there. Should have just let him do his thing. And if he wanted to pick up a new style, if he wanted to listen to what was happening around him and tweak his game or his motion in a way that would give him an edge, should let him do that. But when you get to that level, come on, man. Let's take the sport that Tim flirted with for a little while. Joe Morgan. I'm going to drop some names on you. Not too old. Maybe this one. This is a classic. Johnny Walkenfuss. Darryl Strawberry. David Justice. Fred Lynn. Who is the other one? Rod Carew. These are baseball players that, as far as hitting was concerned, unorthodox stance in the batter's box. Like, what are you doing? Who taught you that in Little League? You can't hit like that. Air quotes again, apostrophe. I can't hit like that. These, like, some of those names I just threw out there were like Hall of Famers. And they had, Ricky's down low. Darryl and Dave Justice are up here doing this thing. Johnny Walkenfuss was pigeon-toed in the box. Nobody does that. He did it. Rod Carew basically turned and faced the pitcher and was like, come on, bring it. And the pitcher was like, what are you doing? I'm about to take my ass to the Hall of Fame. That's what I'm going to do. And see those hitting coaches going, now Rod, now Ricky, now Dave, now Darryl. we've got to put your elbow up, drop your hands down, lean back, do the rock away, and we're all going to hit like robots. No! Tim Tebow's throwing motion is just different. He's got a lot of muscles. Did anyone ever take that in consideration? He's a thick beast of a man. Now more than ever. Now maybe he can't throw a football because he is super thick. But it worked for him. He should have just catered to his success and his winning heart and his desire and his passion and his leadership and everything, all those qualities he had, and that's why he's back. So, Tim, I'm glad you're back. I am pulling for you. I never got my Tim Tebow jersey. I ordered it. It didn't arrive. Just didn't happen. The order got canceled. And I never, and when it was time to order another one, it wasn't happening for Tim. So I never got my Tebow jersey. I wish I did. Maybe I will now. More than ever. This is the Tebow jersey I want. Because now he's with his guy. And what a great story. And instead of celebrating it, what do the other networks do? They're not hating. I mean, they're not celebrating. They're hating. Don't hate, man. Celebrate. Is there time to be scrutinous? Is there? Yeah, absolutely. Let's weave threads of that into the analysis. And I get it. That's why the shows are the show, and we have to argue and all that stuff because people won't watch. But there wasn't enough slow music, flashback, historical montage of where Tim's been and everything. I haven't seen that yet because he hasn't made the team yet. But Tim makes the team. Tim starts playing, and we're talking like this is like Rudy shit now. Now everyone's gonna be like, Rudy Tebow, Rudy Tebow. We were doing it as Jets fans. We were like Tebow time, Tebow. We were begging for him to come on the field. And how did the Jets use him? In ways that everybody on the opposing defense knew what was coming. It was so predictable. There was no success there because there was no surprise there. There was no commitment to that project. It was always like, I feel like it was, yeah, we'll take Tebow to sell jerseys, or we'll take him to get the media attention, or whatever reasons. There was no connection there. There's connection where he is now in the most delightful ways. Boom, boom. With that, we'll take a little tea break. I'm going to hit play on this because I haven't hit play yet. And I have been talking for what feels like maybe like, how long's it been? I never know. Look at this. Jets, Jamison Crowder takes a pay cut. Team's leading wide receivers entering the final year of his 3-year, $28.5 million deal. How does that work? I don't know. Do any of you out there know how that works? When a player takes a pay cut? Look, man, it's those guys' cake. What do they call it? There's different words that the players use for their cake. Their shkarol, their chick. Does some of them call it chicks? There's some weird words. Their bank, their bags, I love all the different words. I love poetry, and I love the poetry of sports. I love, it's something I do enjoy about the holy shit. That was the longest goal I've ever seen. Is that a record for this UEFA Euro 2020? Isn't it 2021? Why does it say 2020? What year are we in? Have I just lost my mind? Am I in some glitch? What the hell year is this? Why does it say 20? Okay, I don't know. My eyes failing me? All right, the Euro Cup, whatever. It's taking me for a loop here. That was a 52 yard, 50 something yarder. Wow. What's his name? Looks like Schick something. Wow. If you guys hadn't seen that was I swear it says Euro 2020. What? Yeah. Is it not 2021? I swear we're in 2021. This is 2021, folks. Why does it say Euro 2020? How does that work? This is confusing. If anyone knows that, let me know. All right, there it is. That's big. Euro 2020. Spain versus Sweden. Today. Oh, that's right about now, 3 p.m. Eastern time. If you're into football/soccer, check out a fervorous game on the pitch. So why is it okay? So if anyone knows why it's 2020, I'll be looking that shit up, and it's not Euro 2021. Be interested to know that. Comments below. And what happens when a player takes a pay cut? Do they ever see? Is there retro like that's written into the deal? Like, okay, we owe you this amount, but we'll pay you that next year. Because if their contract's over, or they trade you away, or all the other things that can happen in football, you get injured or whatever, or are you just being some solid dude going, man, I don't want you to trade me. I know I'm making a lot. Let's make some room for this cat. I'm cool with losing a few $1,000,000. I don't know. I haven't done that research. I don't know the way that works. But that's kind of cool that this Crowder's he's a spark plug, man. I'm happy that he's staying and they're not trading him and making cap room. Maybe he's taking a little cut so they're able to more comfortably slide in Nick Foles. That would excite me as a Jets fan. I would be super pumped because there's another winner that was just put into the wrong situation. Chicago Bears and some other places that he's been. But there are certain coaches, there are certain general managers that understand certain players. And Nick Foles, like Tim Tebow, is a winner and is a special player. I'd love to have him as a mentor to Zach Wilson. Love to have him as a backup should Zach, fingers crossed, please don't do it, get hurt in a way that he's out for a few games. But that happens. It's the NFL. And to me, like, I don't know why more teams don't have a more prolific backup quarterback. I don't know. Oh, well, because you don't want your quarterback looking over their shoulder saying like, "Oh, is this guy going to take my job?" So why not? It's competition, man. If you're the best, if you're the guy, Aaron Rodgers, you don't have to look over your shoulder. You are the MVP, not just of your team, but of the league. So there shouldn't be a problem there, because if you want to win football games and something happens, ankles get rolled, bizarre accidents happen on and off the field. The quarterback is the position, man. You don't have solid play there, you're not going to win. It ain't gonna happen. Not gonna do it. So that's a position that I'm really, really shocked that we don't see more superstars as the number two. It's always like could be's or has beens, but it's very, very rare that you see like the number two as a superstar. Very, very rare. And well, that's that way for a reason. It just doesn't work. Make that shit work. Breathe that belief and that understanding into and through the organization that we have to have 2 to 3 amazing quarterbacks, all competing for the job. One of them is going to be the clear-cut starter and the leader of our team, and the other two going to be very, very thankful that they have a job. A, B, will be so sharp and ready should something unforeseen happen to our leader, and they will readily be able to plug in to the offense because they know it. They've studied it. They've gotten their reps on and off the field. I believe in the backup quarterback position. I believe you should spend money there. And there's that, there's that whole thing too. Oh, we need linebackers. We need this. We need that. That's true. That's true. And I understand. I don't have the pocketbook strings attached around my neck, and I'm not held to that fire. So I know that it's financial, and you can't afford like 2 or 3 superstar quarterbacks. Can't afford not to have them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. So anyway, just a little 2 cents there. Hey, commercials. Ooh, don't get me started. Too late. All right. I'm not a meat eater, but it's a steak commercial. I can I can be okay with it. I don't walk around saying I'm a vegan. I don't wear vegan t-shirts or you need to be vegan or judge you for your ways or what you eat and stuff like that. There are certain, just know where your meat comes from, know how your meat is raised, and and what goes into your meat, and more importantly, what doesn't go into your meat. And yeah, just do your research. That's it. But I'm good with that. I'm good. I think that's a great idea for a partner for one of these networks. Boom, video game. Absolutely. If you like sports, you probably at one time or another like video games. It's a great partner. And again, everything in moderation. Investment app? Yes. Yes. The particular one that was listed up there, I don't know. I haven't done enough research to know if that's the way I want to go. Personally, I'm not interested in the stock market. I am, however, highly motivated and focused on cryptocurrencies. So I would love to see some Coinbase commercials out there, or some of these other, maybe even like specific Bitcoin commercials, Ethereum commercials. I saw Mayweather wearing an Ethereum Max shirt. That was exciting. I love that some of these players are asking for their contracts to be paid in Bitcoin. That's super exciting. Pay attention, folks. What is this? All right, this is some kidney medication. We talked about kidneys earlier. It looked like an over-the-counter thing, so it may have been a supplement. Can't make any type of calls on that. There are so many wonderful things you can do for your kidneys, folks. Stop drinking alcohol. Don't drink alcohol. It's poison. There's the one thing that you ever get from any of my podcasts or comedy or anything is, please stop drinking alcohol. Look for plant medicine alternatives. Let's make alcohol commercials illegal. Oh, he said it. Oh, shit. They're coming to get him, folks. If anything ever happens to John with a J, know that he didn't do it to himself. It was done to him by the alcohol police. He's trying to take our money. Let's silence him. Don't drink alcohol. Let's ban alcohol commercials. It's poison. It's killing our kids. It's killing ourselves. It's killing our mothers and fathers slowly, and in some cases, much more rapidly, because people have sensitivities. Alcohol is not okay. Like cigarettes. Alcohol should be, here's my petition, folks, the new cigarettes. It's disgusting. It's bad. Let's make the transition and make plant medicine the new cool. Let's have pot smoking bars. Let's have pot eating bars and cafes and teas and elixirs and let's make alcohol that thing that you have to do in your car or in the back alley, and make that disgusting and nasty, and be like, let's get to the point where we're like, looking at the person, oh my God, he's drinking. Like, ew. Like, yeah, I'm serious. Like, that's where we need to go because it's bad. We have been programmed to be like, it's cool, it's okay, I can drink in moderation. There's nothing good about alcohol. Nothing. It doesn't serve us well in any way whatsoever. That can't be done with more natural means, a lot less invasive and inflammatory delivery. Systems. It's bad. So, yeah, no one's listening right now. But when they do, folks, just remember if John with a J mysteriously disappears, it was one of these companies that doesn't like what I'm saying. It wasn't me. And I just put that out there so you know. Fuck. The fact that I even have to say that. I mean, freaking beautiful people out there we've lost or have mysteriously disappeared or have taken their own lives. Bullshit. Because they stood up for what they believed in. Sorry. Not sorry. Can't be quiet anymore. The thunder cannot be silenced. Stop drinking. Stop drinking. We need to make alcohol commercials illegal. Yes, I said it again for emphasis. No smoking commercials. No alcohol commercials. Let's make plant medicine the new cool. I said it again. Yes, for emphasis. For these athletes, for the sport. How is this tied to athletes? Because alcohol is ripping their meniscuses. Alcohol is shredding their Achilles. Alcohol is making their recovery 10 times longer than it needs to be. Alcohol is putting strains on their hearts, on their respiratory system, on their kidneys. What is it called? Oh, yeah. Squeezing the shit out of their adrenals, fucking up their lymph nodes. Alcohol is a diabolical disaster of a poisonous piece of shit compound that's it breaks my heart, folks, because I did it to myself, and I don't know how many ways or how loudly I can get on the megaphone and say, stop it, we got to stop the insanity. No more alcohol commercials. No more. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's starting to get serious. Just switch gears in the bar. The bars don't have to go away. I don't want people to lose their jobs. Just different alternatives. Okay? I don't want people to, I don't want small business owners to lose their livelihood. Not at all. Shift gears. It's just you're just offering different libations. We need those social places to hang out. We need bars to meet people and talk business and network and build community. We need that. It just needs to be a healthier alternative. That's it. And I feel that these establishments can make as much, if not more money in a more sustainable, healthy, and beautiful way. I really do. I don't think the financial model has to suffer if we take steps toward another alcohol prohibition. Make that the new thing that people have to go deal on the side. Hey man, did you call your beer dealer? I talked about this with a friend of mine. It was hilarious, the conversation. It's a whole comedy skit that I feel like he and I should do together or separately. We're gonna have to decide who owns the rights to that one because that's hilarity at its finest. Just totally flipping the script on that. Dude, I got a whiskey guy. She's a good whiskey. Oh, Yeah, he'll meet us outside in his van. The fuck, man. Props to my buddy in comedic crime who helps me brainstorm where this magic comes up. Again, haven't decided who's going to own that bit yet. Um, maybe we both do it in our own way. We'll discuss next time we get together. Where do we go from here? I don't know. I'd start winding it up, bit on an inflammatory tear. I feel I've already thrown down another gauntlet there. That'll probably get me either deplatformed for talking about big companies that spend lots of money to support certain networks or media outlets. Definitely put a target on my back for those that don't want their beer money to go away. But here's the thing, man. Those gangsters are super smart. And I really think that that's part of the very, very gradually painful shifting of acceptance of plant medicine into the status quo of what's okay and what's not okay. They'll make their money on what will first be weed beer. I mean, the companies are already out there doing it in places where it's legal. Weed wine. Mushroom ciders. I mean, eventually it'll grow to things like LSD wine coolers. You know, there'll be like just enough in it to where, you know, I don't know. I'm not the man behind the science of it all. I do know that there'll be a day where all of those things will be legal and all of those things will be unfortunately and in not very responsible ways capitalized upon as well. But what will be great will be the weeding out of the prolific reliance upon the social lubricant known as alcohol. And it's just, no one's paying attention to me right now because I have very few subscribers. But I'll never stop shouting from the rooftops to just put it down and consider something else. Because it's hurt me and my family in so many ways. I've watched it wreck lives and other families in so many ways. I've seen it physically, emotionally, spiritual tear people's bodies, minds, and hearts apart, mine included. And all I can say is there are other ways. And trauma. Face your traumas. Get healthy, connective, therapeutic people in your life that you can work with your traumas with, and watch your life unwind in the most magical, empowering, and enlivening ways. Once you build up the courage to face these things that you've suppressed for your entire life, for the most part, probably. It's not about digging up the past because, as I've recently come to learn just by watching something quite wonderful with my partner, I pick up nuggets here and there from some of the things that she watches. She is a doctor of psychology, by the way. It's not about digging up the past because our past is right here in our present. The things that we are constantly subject to seeing, experiencing, feeling, and interacting with are just reflections of past traumatic experiences that manifest in our present. So you don't even have to dig deep or go back. People are like, I don't want to talk about my childhood. You don't have to. It's right there in front of you. Just the cast of characters is different. But the same pains are there. The old wounds are right there in front of you. They're just wearing different costumes and they show up with different voices, but they affect us in the same very, very deep and I'll say dictating of ways. And by dictating, I mean those things when unmet, unloved, unattended to, and not given the awareness and presence that they need, will just keep occurring. So try something different. Put down the alcohol. Pick up the weed. Down with beer. Up with... I can't think of a rhyme. Steer, near, dear. I don't know. It doesn't have to be a rhyme. Put down the alcohol. Pick up a doob. If you have to. Do nothing at all. Whatever. Joe Namath doing Medicare commercials. Always gotta take a moment to shout out to one guy that was able to do it before I was born. Didn't get to see it. Thanks, Joe. He's smiling, got his suit on, talking about Medicare coverage helpline, finding ways to get paid. I don't know. I don't have any feelings directly on the subject of the Medicare coverage helpline. It's insurance, so always a cringe-worthy word for me, maybe for many of us. Maybe we don't need stuff like that. Even into our older years, I've seen some really, 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 really super healthy old people that don't take any medications, don't go see any doctors, and they walk around the block every day and they just eat clean and live clean and surround themselves with good, clean, make sense, being a human being stuff. I think I've gone on and on and on today. I don't see anything on the screen here. Urban Meyer's up now. I'm going to put on fast forward and watch for a few seconds here since it didn't really make mention of anything specific on the screen. Oh boy. Looks like some stuff as it pertains to maybe the Olympics and vaccines and stuff. Not interested in talking about all that. Believe what you will, do what you want. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. Don't judge others that make one decision or another about their bodies in one way or another. But take care of your immune system. Take care of your health. Take care of each other. Stop ripping each other apart. When it comes to these decisions that we make with our bodies, stop. Some of you don't realize. Some of you don't realize that people can't do certain things. They can't ingest certain things. They cannot. It is a very, very detrimental decision for their well-being and their health to implement certain practices and things that you feel you may need press your agenda upon them with, for one reason or another. Some folks have eczema, which is a skin condition, and they can't wear a mask because if they do, their face breaks out in really, really painful and cosmetically not so appealing. I mean, that's the kindest way to put it, of ways. Like, people that have eczema really have struggle with how they present themselves in public, and it's hard to even wear makeup and stuff because that irritates the inflammation. And so a lot of times it's they do their best to show up socially or for work and stuff, and that's painful because they feel they're being judged on their looks. And so it's really, really important to know that we don't know what people are struggling with unless we really intimately know them. So to make those harsh judgments, that doesn't serve anyone well at all. And I I do know someone that struggles with that, and I've watched the breakouts and been witness to that pain, both physically and emotionally, and not wanting to go out in the public as if something's was wrong with them, and it's just an inflammatory response to stress, to something that they probably should consider not eating, or at least the amount of that particular type of food, because their bodies can't handle it. And for some people, it's sugars. For some people, it's mostly sugar. Some people, it's processed foods. So this is just one of many, many ailments that would keep someone from being able to put an apparatus like that on their face, and it be okay for them to go do normal things out in public. So let us not judge. Let us do our own things and do our best to take care of ourselves and understand that some people are going to have to do some things that maybe we don't agree with, but we can still love them. We can still respect them. And the same thing, with these jabby jab things. Some people can't put that stuff in their body. Like it could kill them. Oh, there's the percentage and the percentage, but you don't know. None of us know, unless you really know. And come on, we don't know. And so if someone that we love says, I'm not doing that, let's just listen to them. If they want to explain why, let's listen. If they feel like they don't owe you or anybody an explanation as to why, let us respect that and move on. If you eat steaks, I don't dislike you or not love you or disrespect you. I just don't do it anymore because it's not healthy for me. I don't think you're a bad person or you're making bad decisions. I don't want to not be your friend. Like, we're all just learning together. We're all just on our journeys together and separately and back together again, and coursing and weaving through this beautiful thing called life. And I don't know, man. Life is tough. To do it alone is torture. So let us not be alone. Let us be together in community and in friendship and in understanding and loving and accepting and learning and listening This isn't just a sports podcast, man. This is beyond sports. It's the Sports Scream Podcast Network, where we get passionate about stuff. Today we talked about sports a little bit, but we talked mostly about inflammation. We talked about an alcohol prohibition of sorts. Talked about how disgusting cigarettes are. Talked about how wonderful Tim Tebow is and how he's going to make the team. We talked about the JETS, Jets, because we can, and it's our network. We talked about our non-paid sponsor, Chewy. If you want quality pet food delivered to your door, Chewy, chewy.com. They might even make an acrylic painting of your pet for you. They did for us. Love the Chewy. We've talked about the tea house. We've talked about yerba mate, la-di-da-di. A wonderful alternative for getting up so you can get down. We talked about taking care of ourselves and taking care of each other by not judging, but by listening. Got some quality vitamin C powder in here. Again, do your research. Find out the best, what is the best type of vitamin C powder and why? Where does it come from? Certain vitamin C powders, it's pretty much a waste of money and time putting it into your body. It could actually do more harm than good because your body doesn't know what the fuck it is. Make sure you get something that comes from a good source and a good company that's doing good things. I'm not going to do the research for you. I'm not going to tell you what particular brand I use today. I might in the future. But there are some quality alternatives out there. See what makes sense for you. Put a few scoops in my water every day. I haven't gotten sick. Quotes there, air quotes for those of you not watching but listening. Years. I mean, years. The last time I got sick, I was working in a restaurant and I was surrounded by a bunch of folks that all got sick at once. And I also wasn't taking really good care of my body. I was in better like physical shape than I might be right now as far as like weight wise. So I was riding the bike every day. But here's that inflammatory thing again. I wasn't putting the best things into my body. And I'm like, oh, I'm riding the bike 2 hours every day, an hour to work, an hour home. It was my commute to work was a 50-minute bike ride to work and a 50-minute bike ride home. And I'm like, I weigh less than I ever have in my life, and blah, blah. But the things that I was putting in my body were not conducive to my immune system operating on optimal levels. And I got sick. Now, I'm not in nearly as good a shape now, but I don't put those things in my body that I once did. And I listened and I honored the things that my body was telling me that it needed and didn't need. I have not been sick. And wow, geez, we're going, it's probably like 5 years. Wow. Has it been that long? 4 or 5 years. I think it's closer to 5 years. Wow. By sick, I mean like your normal like flu or like stuff, snot, thing like that. I did have a gout attack, and again, that was because I didn't honor. I didn't honor the body. I didn't honor the way that makes sense for John with a J, and suffered catastrophically for sure. Lesson learned. So, I think this is a good point to wrap it up. Been talking for a while. I feel like it's been a hot minute. Thank you for allowing me this place and this space to express my ideas, my concerns, my poetry with the world. At some points, was it funny today? Maybe, hopefully, we got a giggle together. Maybe it was really serious today. To me, comedy doesn't always mean that you have to laugh, or it has to be joke after joke after joke after punchline after manipulating the audience and each other into ways to pull laughter out of you. But maybe it just gives us something to internally giggle about, pontificate on a theme of certain things that can affect us in funny ways, or maybe today was more of a divine comedy. I don't know. But I do know that I have gratitude for being able to do this once a week and maybe having a few people out there listen. Like, share, subscribe. Should you feel called to do so. It always helps the algorithm. I don't know anything about algorithms because clearly at this point in the game, I'm not winning. Actually, I've lost a few subscribers, probably because of some of the things that we talk about, not necessarily on this show, but maybe some of my other projects, the original fast food review. So look that up. I guess I'll wrap this up by doing some house cleaning or whatever it's called. The original fast food review on John Pepe Comedy on YouTube. You can stream this stuff if you don't want to do it on YouTube, if it's a data drain, data, tomato, potato, whatever. On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Overcast, I think. What are the other ones? Anchor. So a lot of the different podcast networks. Jump on Instagram. I'm on there at Poetic Comedian, POETICOMEDIAN, Poetic Comedian, all one word. No caps, no underscores, just at Poetic Comedian. No two C's, just one C. Poetic Omedian. Check out my other podcast, The Bodie Bros, with my buddy Phoenix Ray, who sometimes goes by Bodie Ray, who sometimes goes by Bhakti Ray. Depends on what kind of flow he's in. Lately, he's been Phoenix Ray. Super cool cat from Ohio. We talk about some really dope shit. Pull tarot cards, pull oracle cards, talk about motivational stuff, spiritual stuff, conscious elevating stuff. You can find the Bodhi Bros on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all that other stuff, Apple Podcasts. It's on there too. Go to Patreon and look up John Pepe Comedy so we can get to those 10,000 followers and I could throw a free concert. $1 a month, not $2. Don't give me $3. If you feel called to make a huge donation, do so via pen pal or Venmo down below. Don't want to stop you. Don't want to dam the flow of your graciousness. But on Patreon, just do $1. If you want to give more, go find some other artists on Patreon, people that you know or don't know, and throw a few bucks their way. Just asking for $1. $1 a month. Want to get to 10,000 supporters strong. Do something special. Change the world. Give back in really cool ways to not just my community here in Central Florida, but around the world. And with that type of support, with those type of resources, I mean, I feel like that would be the beginning to something super special. Because I don't need that much money every month. But with that excess, you can really do some cool shit. I know that guy, Mr. Beast or whatever, he's got tons of money from his YouTube channel and whatever else he does. And I know he gives back a lot. I don't know if necessarily I would do it in ways that he does it because he's doing it in those ways. But I'm sure there's some really grateful people in his circles and the strangers that he surprises with stuff that has made their days more exciting and rewarding. So, not saying that we're going to become Mr. Beast level, like as far as subscriptions and uh, financial resources available the way he has, but why not? Especially if we're going to do some different shit. He's already doing the stuff that he's doing. Maybe we grow some trees. Maybe we lace some neighborhood with some fruit-bearing trees, and we drop some seed bombs all over some areas of the world that could use some food planted there, helpful pollinating plants and stuff. Just a thought. Maybe we just give to unsuspecting families that could really use a boost. Maybe we help friends and family in ways that will help them get out of certain jobs and start businesses that will fuel their passions and inspire others to do the same in their communities and beyond. Who knows? There's so many things that we could do. For so long, I was very adverse to having financial abundance, just the resistance that I had for rich people, or, all people with money have to be bad people and this and that, because I grew up with being surrounded by rich bullies and shithead political pandering pieces of shit, one level or another, whether it was in sports or school or in our neighborhoods. But it doesn't have to be that way. Money can be the most beautiful thing and the most wonderful of tools to help each other grow in positive and really bright and beautiful ways. So, all right, man, I'm out for now. Grab yourself some tea. John with a J. Until we dance again next week, this has been another Sports Screen Podcast Network production, SSPN. We'll see you next time. From my heart to yours, thanks for coming out, and be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Get under the sun. Do some good shit. Throw out some bad shit. Bring in some good shit. Well, shit. And we're clear.